In September 2023, the gaming world was shaken by a massive leak of footage and source code from the upcoming Grand Theft Auto 6, one of the most anticipated video games of all time. The leak was traced back to an 18-year-old hacker from Oxford, England, named Arion Kurtaj. He was part of a notorious cybercrime gang called Lapsus, which had targeted several tech giants, including Uber, Nvidia, and Rockstar Games, the developer of GTA 6. Kurtaj and his accomplices had stolen data from these companies and demanded millions of dollars in ransom, threatening to expose their secrets to the public. But who was Arion Kurtaj, and what motivated him to commit such audacious cyber attacks? How did he manage to breach the security of some of the most powerful corporations in the world? And what were the consequences of his actions, not only for himself, but for the gaming industry and the society at large? This is the story of GTA 6 hacker Arion Kurtaj, a young man who became a cybercriminal mastermind and who now faces a life sentence in a hospital prison. Arion Kurtaj was born in Albania, but moved to the UK with his family when he was a child. He was diagnosed with autism at an early age and struggled with social and emotional skills. He found refuge in the online world, where he developed a passion for hacking and gaming. He taught himself how to code and joined various hacking forums and chat groups where he met other like-minded individuals. He soon became involved in illegal activities, such as stealing credit card information, hacking into websites, and distributing malware. He also became obsessed with GTA, a series of open-world action-adventure games that allow players to explore a fictional version of the US and engage in various criminal activities, such as carjacking, shooting, and robbing. Kurtaj's hacking skills caught the attention of Lapsus, a cybercrime gang that operated across the globe. Lapsus was led by a mysterious figure known as Teapot, who recruited Kurtaj and gave him the alias Teapot Uber Hacker. Together, they launched a series of sophisticated cyber attacks on some of the biggest names in the tech industry, exploiting vulnerabilities in their systems and extorting them for huge sums of money. They also leaked sensitive information, such as customer data, employee records, and internal communications to cause damage and embarrassment to their victims. One of their most daring targets was Rockstar Games, the company behind GTA. Kurtaj and Lapsus had been following the development of GTA 6, which had been in the works for years and was expected to be released in 2024. GTA 6 was set to be the most ambitious and realistic game in the series, featuring a massive map that spanned several cities and states, and a dynamic storyline that changed according to the player's choices and actions. The game was also shrouded in secrecy, as Rockstar Games had not revealed much information or media about it to build up the hype and anticipation among the fans. Kurtaj and Lapsus saw an opportunity to make history and to make a fortune by hacking into Rockstar Games and stealing GTA 6. They spent months planning and executing their attack, using various techniques such as phishing, brute forcing, and social engineering to gain access to the company's network, servers, and databases. They also used VPNs, proxies, and encryption to hide their identities and locations. They managed to infiltrate Rockstar Games' internal Slack messaging system, where they communicated with the employees and pretended to be one of them. They also hacked into the company's cloud storage, where they found the GTA 6 source code and footage. Kurtaj was the one who downloaded the GTA 6 files and uploaded them to a forum under his alias Teapot Uber Hacker. He also posted a message on Slack demanding that Rockstar Games contact him on Telegram within 24 hours, or he would release more of the source code. He claimed that he was doing this for the fans, who deserved to see the game before it was released. He also said that he was not afraid of the consequences and that he was ready to face them. The leak caused a huge uproar in the gaming community, as millions of fans watched the GTA 6 footage online and discussed the game's features, graphics, and gameplay. Some praised Kurtaj for his hacking skills and thanked him for giving them a glimpse of the game. Others criticized him for spoiling the game and ruining the surprise and excitement of the official release. Many also wondered how he was able to pull off such a feat and what his motives were. The leak also caused a huge headache for Rockstar Games, which had to deal with the fallout of the breach and the potential loss of revenue and reputation. The company had to spend millions of dollars to recover from the attack and to secure its systems and data. It also had to deal with the legal and ethical implications of the leak and the possible lawsuits and investigations that could follow. The company issued a statement condemning the leak as a criminal act and vowing to take legal action against the perpetrators. The company also urged the fans to refrain from watching the leaked footage and to wait for the official trailer and release of the game. The leak also caught the attention of the authorities, who launched a massive manhunt for Kurtaj and Lapsus. They traced the source of the leak to a Travelodge hotel in London, where Kurtaj was staying under police protection. Kurtaj had been arrested earlier for hacking Nvidia and BTE, a British telecom company, but he was released on bail and deemed unfit to stand trial due to his autism. He was supposed to be under surveillance, but he managed to hack Rockstar games using an Amazon Fire Stick, his hotel TV and a mobile phone. He also bought a keyboard and a mouse and used them to control his phone. He was rearrested after the leak and detained until his trial. The trial of Kurtaj and Lapsus lasted 6 weeks at Suffolk Crown Court and was one of the most high-profile and complex cybercrime cases in history. The prosecution presented evidence of the gang's cyber attacks and the harm they caused to the companies and the individuals they hacked. The defense argued that Kurtaj and Lapsus were not motivated by greed or malice, but by curiosity and challenge, and that they did not intend to cause any damage or distress. They also argued that Kurtaj's autism and mental health issues affected his judgment and behavior, and that he should be treated with compassion and care. The jury found Kurtaj and Lapsus guilty of the cyber attacks, but they did not convict them of criminal intent, as they had to consider Kurtaj's autism and fitness to stand trial. The jury only had to determine if he did the acts he was accused of. The judge then had to decide the sentence for Kurtaj and Lapsus. The judge heard that Kurtaj had been violent while in custody and that he had expressed his intention to return to cybercrime as soon as possible. The judge also heard that Kurtaj posed a serious threat to the public, as he had not given up his desire to engage in cybercrime and that he had the skills and the means to do so. The judge also heard that Kurtaj had no remorse or empathy for his victims and that he showed no signs of improvement or rehabilitation. The judge sentenced Kurtaj to an indefinite hospital order, which meant that he would be sent to a secure hospital for life unless doctors deemed him safe to be released. The judge said that this was the only way to protect the public and to provide Kurtaj with the treatment and care he needed. The judge also said that Kurtaj's sentence was not a punishment, but a measure of last resort, and that he hoped that Kurtaj would one day recover and reintegrate into the society. The sentence of Kurtaj was met with mixed reactions from the public, the media, and the gaming community. Some agreed with the judge and said that Kurtaj deserved to be locked up for life, as he was a dangerous and reckless hacker who caused immense damage and harm to the companies and the people he hacked. Others disagreed with the judge and said that Kurtaj deserved to be treated with leniency and mercy, as he was a young and talented hacker who suffered from autism and mental health issues, and who did not harm anyone physically or intentionally. Some also said that Kurtaj was a victim of the system and that he was failed by the education, health and justice sectors, which did not provide him with the support and guidance he needed. The sentence of Kurtaj also raised several questions and debates about the nature and impact of cybercrime and the challenges and dilemmas of dealing with it. How should cybercriminals be defined, identified and prosecuted? How should cybercrime be prevented, detected and responded to? How should cybercrime be measured, quantified and evaluated? How should cybercrime be understood, explained and interpreted? How should cybercrime be regulated, governed and controlled? How should cybercrime be addressed, resolved and reconciled? These are some of the questions that this video aims to explore by telling the story of GTA 6 hacker Arion Kurtaj, a young man who became a cybercriminal mastermind and who now faces a life sentence in a hospital prison.